For our A2 media portfolio, we chose to create a promotional package for a music video, which included creating a music video for the song of our choice, a digipack for the album which the single we chose is on, and a magazine advert to support the digipack and music video. We first had to decide what genre we would create our music video under. After a lot of negotiation, we finally agreed on the indie rock genre, as it is a genre that we're all interested in and have listened to in the past, so therefore we have some background knowledge about it. The song we chose now had to be from this genre. After some research, we quickly came to the joint decision to use the song Last Request by the great indie rock artist that is Paolo Nutini. We firstly analysed the song lyrics to try and gain an understanding of what the song means and the themes and ideas behind the words used by the artist. And here we had to decide whether to create the video with narrative and band performance or solely with band performance. Andrew Goodwin said music videos are simply an extension of the lyrics, which clearly a lot of indie rock genre bands take advantage of, as their lyrics are so powerful and meaningful they do not need a narrative in order to make their music video effective. This can be seen from Two Door Cinema Club's Undercover Martin and Mumford & Sons' Hopeless Wanderer. When researching the locations used by other indie rock bands and artists, we found they often use a big hall or arena-like setting, but we wanted to create an intimate setting so the audience can feel connected to the song and the artist. We took this idea and found a small hall beside a church, which not only looked professional, but also was small enough to create an intimate link between the artist and the audience. Although the song is very good, it would not work in a big hall or arena-like setting, as the lyrics would not be transferred to the audience as effectively as other big songs, so the choice of the small hall was a very clever decision. When we initially began researching music videos, one of the first things we noted was that the main artist or protagonist in the video was often focused on with close-ups and given a lot of camera time throughout the video, in order for the audience to gain a connection towards them. This is seen with Danny O'Donoghue from The Script and Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkeys. We wanted this connection to happen in our music video, and so we included a lot of close-ups throughout the making of our video. Here are just a few. Another convention that we noted when researching indie rock music videos is the use of a handheld camera shot in place of a static tripod shot. In our rough cut we mistakenly used a lot of static shots, but once our knowledge had developed from more research and our feedback had come in, we realised that we needed to mimic the handheld shots used in the Kooks video for Give and Forget. The movement of the camera clearly engages the audience, and then we tried to recreate this in our final cut, with much better results. Another convention we want to include in our music video was that of the band members and the main artist showing a lot of movement and expression during their performance, as can be seen here, in order to gain the audience attention as well as to show that they are in the moment and the music and lyrics are engulfing them, as this makes the experience much better for the audience. We tried to implement this into our own music video by encouraging the lead singer to show expression while singing and the guitarist and drummer to almost get lost in their instruments. Another convention that we discovered was very important when creating a music video was editing. One of the most important places in which editing is used is differing the cuts between the slow parts of the song and the fast parts of the song. This can be seen very clearly in Arctic Monkeys' music video Arabella. In the fast parts of the song, like here, the cuts are very fast. But as the song slows down, the cuts can get slower and fades and different cuts are used. When editing the slow parts of the song, we used a variety of transition effects including fades and cross dissolves in order for the editing to reflect the speed of the song at that point, whereas When editing the quicker parts of the song, at the chorus, for example, we didn't use any transition effects, and instead just increased the amount of cuts used, which means the video looks like it has more pace to therefore reflect the pace of the music at this point. Lighting was something else that we spent a lot of time deciding over. In our rough cut we decided to not use any extra lighting apart from that already in the room to see how it looked, but from our feedback for our rough cut we discovered that there was a real need for extra lighting. We realised we needed to create an intimate feel for our video due to the meaning behind the lyrics being about love and closeness between two people, so we gathered 2 stage lights from our school and placed them at either side of the hall in which our band will perform in. We had to use trial and error to try and create the right amount of light on the band without causing their faces to go white and unrecognisable. Once we had got them in the right position, it created the exact effective sense of intimacy that we needed in our video. Focusing in on instruments is something that is used a lot throughout the indie rock genre. Here it can be seen in the Scripps video, The Man Who Can't Be Moved. It is used in particular when instruments have a big solo or a big part in the song. The use of these close-ups emphasises where this sound is coming from as well as the skill of the musician. We tried to implement close-ups of instruments when it was just them playing in the video as much as possible. They were very effective and kept the audience guessing when they were watching, as the camera was not just focused on the main artist. As you can see, we did it for each member of the band. Another important thing we had to consider was the clothing worn by our band members. To find out more about this, we looked at people like the Arctic Monkeys, Mumford & Sons, and Paolo Nutini. When researching indie rock genre music videos, we found that often the artists and band members wear plain baggy clothing that is not from a designer, as people from this genre are often not worried about the labels. We tried to recreate this in our music video. Moving on to the digipack, we researched a lot of album covers in depth and looked at every aspect in great detail. The first thing we noted was that solo artists like Paolo Nutini often have a picture of themselves on the cover of their album, so we created this for our album cover and put a large image of our main artist in the centre of the front cover. We believe this was very effective, as the artist stood out on front of the digipack. We also realised that often a strong house style is used throughout, meaning the same colours and fonts are used throughout each component of the digipack. So when it came to creating our own digipack, we made sure we kept the font consistent throughout. We chose white and black to use for the colour of the text, and so we kept this the same as well across all components in order to create a strong house style. To ensure the components all linked, we also used the same background of a red brick wall throughout, as we believe this added to the rustic feel of the album, something that is linked strongly with the indie rock genre. Look at the arrows. We noted that CDs nearly always had copyright information and other logos that have supported them in making their albums. So we included this on our own CD in order to make it look even more professional and authentic. Finally, when we had to create our magazine advert, we did in-depth research into existing magazine adverts for indie rock genre albums, and one of the most interesting things we found was that often the picture on the magazine advert is just an enlarged version of the image used on the front cover of the album. So when it came to creating our magazine advert, we just got a picture we used for the album cover and increased its size, and then put it in the centre of the magazine advert, and it was very effective. Secondly, we also soon realised, after looking at existing digipacks and magazine adverts, that it was common to use the same font on the album cover and the magazine advert. So we implemented this and it created a strong link between them, and it was clear that they were both promoting each other. Here is the digipack font, and here is the magazine advert font. So therefore, our music video, digipack, and magazine advert all use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products.